What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Carmen. I am a systems strategist for educators and educational consultants, any of those amazing folks that teach our babies during the day and then they are building big, bold, beautiful businesses at night. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what a systems strategist is, how I support educators and their businesses, and why you don't even realize you need a system strategist, but you really do. A system strategist is someone who can help you create intentional, strategic, aligned workflows in your business and really in your life. So, my job as a system strategist is to help you overcome the burnout that comes from running your business. Because let's face it, as educators, we are running home from school to then go work on our business. So it's almost like you are running from job to job. And who in their right mind wants to run from job to job? So, my job as a systems strategist is to help support you to set up those intentional workflows and automations and those pinnacle systems that are going to help you so that you don't feel like you're running from job to job. Maybe you're running from job to happy hour, or you are at your favorite restaurant, or you are hanging out with your kids after school. It's no longer job to job for you, boo. It's job what enjoys to what enjoyment you find in life. So, as a system strategist, I help you set up all the things so that you can pretty much live your best life. I hate to sound so cliche, live your best life. But that's really what I do. When we talk about systems, a lot of people get confused when we talk about systems because they think that systems automatically equals those technology tools. And systems don't equal the technology tools. Systems are those processes, those repeatable things, those step by step things that you do over and over and over and over again. And as a systems strategist, my brain works in a way where you give me your problem and then I'm helping you put the pieces of the puzzle together to make sure that the problem is solved, that there's a repeatable thing in there that solves the problem. And if there is a need for technology, if there is a need for AI tools, I am your girl with setting them up because technology is my jam. So that you don't have to worry about the overwhelm that comes with technology. So that you don't have to worry about the overwhelm that comes with what tool do I use. So that's what I do. One thing that a lot of educators don't realize is that they are already the expert when it comes to creating systems. You likely, if you're in education, have created so many systems in the past that you don't even realize it. Let's talk about it. How many times have you run a morning meeting? You have your kids come in the morning, they have their morning workout, and then you pull them to the rug and you do the calendar, or you have them say something kind, or you watch a video, or whatever your morning meeting looks like. If you ran a morning meeting, that morning routine, that's a system. How many of you as educators have run small groups? Well, you likely spent some time planning for those small groups, creating all the materials for those small groups, making sure that your kids knew how to walk through those small groups. That's a system. How many of you have had class jobs? When you are using class jobs, all that is delegation. So again, that's a system. So you are already a systems expert. And it's likely that because we're in 2025, if you're doing all those things in the classroom, you probably used some type of technology to support you in that system, whether it be a whiteboard to show that video with a projector in your computer, or maybe you had some type of, those little colorful light things that they had to push to vote on something when they came into the classroom, or maybe you used the classroom whiteboard app and they were able to vote on something, or maybe you had just a timer playing on your screen to let them know that this morning meeting is about to be over or that it's time to switch to the next small group workstation. That is what I do. I help you come up with those same systems, but in your business, so that you can run it smoothly, just as smoothly as you do in your classroom. How do you know when it's time for a systems strategist? Well, I'm glad you asked. You are probably more in reactive mode than you are in proactive mode. Again, you're running home to work on your business. You're teaching or working all day. You are with somebody else's kids all day. And then you got to run home to make sure you send out an email. Or maybe you got a proposal and now you've got to figure out how exactly you're going to put that proposal together so that you can send it out. Or maybe you've got some invoices that you need to send out, but instead of just sending them out or pushing a button for them to be sent out, you have some back end things that you have to do. You might even have 10, 15, 20 tech tools that you've already purchased, but you're not using none of them. And if you're not using them, you're just wasting money. And it's not that you don't want to use them. You ended up with shiny object syndrome. Okay, that is real. So you decided to purchase all of these tech tools thinking that they were going to help your business grow, but you don't have a real strategy on how you should use them and how they can support your business. Another thing is that it's kind of overwhelming for you to try to manage your life, to manage your business, to manage all the moving parts because there are so many of those parts and there's no clear way that you are using them to support you. Finally, you might realize that it's time for a systems strategist when your to-do list has about 5 million things on it and none of them are getting crossed off. Now, listen, I need you to understand that you are not lazy. You are not unorganized. You are not, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. You just need systems in place. And for some people, putting those systems in place or knowing what system to use can be overwhelming. So, again, that's where I come in. There are a few things that systems can do specifically for you and your business. Number one, having a system can bring you clarity. When you have a system set up and you already know what that system is, then you know the step by step by step by step things that need to happen. Okay. When you have systems set up, you are clear on what needs to happen when. And you are more likely to be consistent. That's the second one. That's the second benefit of having systems because you have the clarity on what it is that you need to do. And finally, because you're clear and now you're consistent, you are super confident in all the things that you need to do and that you're supposed to do and that are a part of this system. There's no more second guessing it. You can get it out your brain because it's become second nature that you are doing it on a consistent basis. So, what are some systems that you might need in your business that would bring you so much consistency, clarity, and confidence? First one, having a client onboarding system, meaning that every time you get a new client in, whether you are B2B or B2C, they're going through the same process to go from, okay, I've paid my invoice to now let's work together. And we're completing the work to make sure that everybody is clear on the steps that they need to take. Maybe it's having a clear content system so that you are consistent with your content. You may even need to have a system for tracking the money that your business is bringing in. Again, getting all of that out of your mind so that you don't have to think about it. So let's talk about how I work with my clients and how I can support you in creating the systems that you need in your business. So I take my clients through a 3-part framework: realign, reset, rebuild. At the realign phase, we spend time looking at your core values, looking at your business goals, looking at where you want to go so that we can create the systems in the other 2 steps that align with where you are going. We also take time to make sure that we're not just doing what we want to do, but that our business aligns with what God wants us to do, because that is important. Second part is to reset. That's when we start to audit what it is that you already have in place so that you can see what it is that you need to keep and what we can say bye bye to. And then finally, we rebuild. We take the plans that we created in the realign and the reset phase to make sure that we create a business that supports you in the season that you're in long term. Your systems need to be personalized to you. We cannot copy the systems that somebody else has in place because we don't have their business. We don't have their vibe. We don't have their voice. We don't have their energy. We are not them. We are 2 different people. So your systems have to be created in a way that they support you and what you want to do in the season that you are in. If your systems align with somebody else's vision because you're trying to copy somebody else's vision, then it's not going to work for you. So, again, we realign with what our schedule says, what we need. So, for instance, with the realign phase, if you are working one-on-one with clients and you know that you cannot consistently take on any more clients, or you decide that I can see 5 clients a week, but this is my busy season in school. So now all of a sudden my income has to take a hit because I can't take any more clients. Then we know that there needs to be a system and a strategy in place so that you can continue to consistently see clients without burning yourself out and without taking a dip in your revenue. So that might mean maybe creating, instead of seeing clients one-on-one, maybe you're creating some type of membership where you can work with them all in a small group so that you can check in on them when you need to. You can engage in the group in 5 to 10 minutes a day, as opposed to now you've got to find time in your schedule to see this kid for an hour, or this kid for an hour, or serve this client for an hour, or serve this. So there are different things that we can do that when we realign, we get the clearer picture on what is available. At the reset phase, that's when we decided, okay, this is what's no longer working. So we need to figure out what the next best step is. And for the example that I just gave you, that's deciding that we need that membership. And for the rebuilds, that is when we are taking our business everything that we had and we are putting it back together with our new systems that we have in place. For my clients, that is done for you or done with you work. A lot of people want to learn how to do it. And so I am happy to show you exactly and teach you exactly how it's done. I am a teacher at heart because I have been a teacher for well over 15 years. And so I would definitely teach, what needs to happen at which stage. But then when I work with my clients, I also give them a handbook because I need you to know what we did and how to keep it cute and how to keep it consistent moving forward. There's no reason to burn ourselves out or to get overwhelmed with all of this technology and not understand how to use it. If you know that you need a systems strategist, I would love to work with you. I have one-on-one offerings. I also have a membership that is opening soon, as well as we can do some done with you and done for you work. Don't forget to check the link in the description box where I am going to post my free guide to show you exactly which systems you need to save you some time. It even walks you through how to build those out, and I give you a roadmap so that you can create your own roadmap, knowing which way you need to go at each of those stages that's listed in the guide. The other thing is make sure you check out the webinar that I have coming up. We're talking about the 3 simple steps to creating systems that work for you in your life. And in that webinar, I'm going to be walking you through and breaking down that reset, realign, and rebuild. I hope that I see you there. So let's do a quick recap. We've talked about what a system strategist is. I've taken you through my framework and how I support my clients. So if you need any support in your business, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like you're running from job to job and you just need some help, make sure you reach out to me. I got you. Download the free guide and I'll see you at my webinar. Listen, it's time to build a business that doesn't require you to burn out in the process. We're not running from job to job anymore. We're running from job to peace because you have systems, you have automations, you have those things in place to let your business run, for those cha-chings to happen while you are teaching and reading, for those cha-chings to happen while you're pulling a math small group or you're sitting at lunch with your colleagues, whatever you're doing, or you're having date night with your boo thing. I don't know. But it's time for your business to not burn you out and for you to have systems in place so that you can live your best life. I'll see you in my next video. We're going to be breaking down some of the systems that you need in your business to make sure that it flows without you having to have your hands in it. Okay. I'll see you soon.